Hi everyone, I'm Adrienne and welcome to my channel Handmade Everyday. I post videos about sewing and in today's video I share all the details that you should pay attention when you're making a raincoat. If you're interested, stay tuned. In this video I'll tell you all the things that I really believe you should pay attention when you're making a raincoat, and just to give you a hint, it's getting the right fabric for the outside fabric and for the lining, getting the right zipper, and testing all the steps that you'll be doing on a sample of the fabric that you'll be using for the jacket. Without further ado, let's go. Alright, so today I'm taking you for a ride on memory lane. Some of you may remember that I made a raincoat pretty early on in my sewing journey and I even vlogged about it. Watching this video a few years later made me appreciate how much I've grown as a sewist. Don't get me wrong, the first raincoat I made wasn't all bad, but it wasn't breathable, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't get a lot of wear out of it. So this time around, I wanted to make sure that I was getting the best fabric. It took about a year for me to find that fabric, but it was all worth it. It's the Schuler Dry Flex Stretch Laminate. It's really thin and it's water repellent. It has an 85% polyester and a 15% lycra face, and back with a waterproof and breathable urethane laminate core. As you can see, I picked this fabric in a sage color and it's really lightweight. For the lining, I decided to go with another fabric that is really special. It's the Polartex Alpha Direct. It's an insulating material originally developed for the US Special Forces. This fabric is hydrophobic and it won't absorb moisture when I start to sweat. Really lightweight, and I have to say, when I first got it, I was really surprised. For some reason it wasn't what I expected. It felt like it was too fluffy, and it sort of looked like fur, but then it really was the right pick. Something that I would say about the Maxime jacket is that it's a really nice straightforward pattern. I didn't change anything. I would say though that you need to assemble some of the pieces together and trace them on a fresh piece of tracing paper before you get started. So there are a few really important steps when you're making a raincoat, and I would say that one of them is choosing the right fabric. And once you did that and you're about to cut the fabric, I would say that the best thing to do is probably to trace everything to make sure first that you have enough fabric. This fabric was quite pricey. It's more than I ever spent on fabric for a project, and I didn't buy exactly what the pattern specification was recommending, so I bought a little bit less, and I ended up having to do a little bit of Tetris to make sure that everything fitted. So I traced everything, then I cutted everything. I didn't use any needles or pins for the fabric because I wanted to avoid creating little holes in the raincoat. Next step was to use a little sample piece of the fabric and to make tests. So I tested the heat. I first tried to use high heat and it wasn't really good. It definitely altered the fabric, so then I decided to switch to medium heat and that worked a lot better. Then I tried applying the interfacing and that worked well, so I was pretty happy with that. Next, I really wanted to try to seal the seams, but the little liquid was showing through on the other side, on the right side, and I really disliked that, so I decided that it would be for another time. But I did change the pattern that I wanted to make because I thought that in case I wasn't able to use a seam sealer and I still wanted to have the least amount of seams possible, so that's why I switched projects. Initially I wanted to make the Serra jacket from Pelinalis, but I decided to do the Maxime because there's a lot less stitching, I guess, on the fabric, so there aren't those zipper pockets, and the pockets that are there have little flaps. I really like the pockets on this jacket. They're clever 2-in-1 pockets. You can access them from the top, and there's a little flap, so everything that I need to keep like safe, like my cell phone, I put in there. And then there are like additional pockets on the well, it's like a different pocket. You won't be able to access what you put through like the top. I usually just put my hands in there like to keep them warm, and it's the side pockets. I really like them. They're encased elastic at the hem and the cuffs. That's really nice because it keeps the cold from coming in. I would say that the project all in all went smoothly. It's just like towards the end I was sewing in the zipper, and I sewed in the left side zipper 1 centimeter higher than the zipper on the right side, so that resulted in the jacket being not symmetrical. So I had to unpick the left zipper after the lining was sewed in, and basically everything was done, because once you bag the jacket, that's when you realize, that that it's wrong. So I was a little bit upset, but it definitely was worth it to correct it. I think that in these like bigger projects, and especially outerwear, like you get so much wear out of them, it's really important that there are like finished up to your standard, and especially with horizontal lines like this, like the flap, it's like something that's in your face so much. Really was worth it to correct it. So that's it for my raincoat project. These are the tips and the advice that I have for you, or things to look for. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next sewing video. Bye!